Welcome to this explainer. Okay, we've all looked up at the night sky and felt that sudden wave of existential vertigo, right? That sudden realization of just how unimaginably vast the void above us truly is. Today, we're not just going to rehash what's out there, we're going to really try to wrap our heads around the staggering, mind-bending scale of our cosmos. We are literally zooming out from our own tiny backyard, pushing way past the familiar, and traveling all the way to the absolute edge of everything to see exactly where we fit into this grand design.
You know, we constantly toss around terms like the universe, the Milky Way, and the solar system in sci-fi movies or just everyday conversation. But actually visualizing the boundaries between them and really comprehending the sheer orders of magnitude that separate each layer, that is a whole different story. Breaking this down isn't just about memorizing definitions. It's the absolute key to mapping our actual coordinates in reality, shifting our perspective to understand exactly where humanity resides in this grand cosmic architecture.
Think of space like a giant game of cosmic nesting dolls. Or honestly, even simpler, just think of your own home address. We start intimately with your house. That's step one, our solar system. Then, when you step out the front door and travel into your wider surrounding city, we reach step two, the galaxy. And finally, the ultimate boundary that encompasses every city and every landscape is your entire world, step three, the universe. Each distinct layer is perfectly nestled inside the other. They are vastly different in scale, yet fundamentally connected to one another.
So let's start at level 1, the solar system, our immediate cosmic house.
Now, the word solar actually comes directly from sol, the ancient Latin name for our sun. So, literally speaking, the solar system is nothing more than the sun and absolutely everything gravitationally tethered to it. And to put our local anchor into perspective, our sun accounts for an astonishing 99.8% of all the mass in this entire neighborhood. Everything else, every single planet, moon, and asteroid is just made up of that leftover 0.2%. It is the inescapable anchor holding our local reality together.
And because our local star is so incredibly massive, its gravity holds together this never-ending, chaotic dance of celestial bodies. It securely commands the inner rocky planets and the outer gas giants, amounting to 8 major planets, including our own, of course. But its invisible pull stretches out much, much further than that. It grips dozens of dwarf planets like Pluto out in the Kuiper Belt and extends all the way to the distant Oort cloud, holding tightly onto millions upon millions of ancient asteroids and icy comets that constantly circle our house.
But here's the thing. In the grand scheme of space, this immediate cosmic neighborhood of ours is unimaginably tiny. Just consider this mind-bending shift in scale. If we were to take our entire Milky Way galaxy and shrink it all the way down to the geographical size of the United States, our entire solar system, the Sun, Jupiter, Earth, all those millions of space rocks would be a mere speck on that map. In fact, it'd be roughly the physical size of a small quarter resting on the ground somewhere in that massive country. Crazy, right?
Which brings us to level 2, the galaxy. We're officially leaving the house and entering our massive cosmic city. So take our tiny, quarter-sized solar system and combine it with billions of others exactly like it, and you get a galaxy. By definition, a galaxy is this awe-inspiring, massive collection of gas, cosmic dust, and billions of stars. But what keeps a city of this size from just flying apart into the void? Well, it's all locked together by gravity, bound heavily by the invisible framework of dark matter, and typically anchored by a terrifyingly dense supermassive black hole swirling right at the very center. Now prepare for the scale to get truly hard to wrap your head around. Our solar system operates with just one single star, but our specific city in space, the Milky Way, contains anywhere from 100 billion to 400 billion individual stars. To put that into a tangible human perspective for you, if you tried to count every single star in our galaxy at a rapid rate of 1 per second without ever stopping to sleep or eat, it would literally take you over 3,000 years to finish counting. And that is just our single cosmic city.
The sheer physical distance across this galactic city is equally staggering. Say you wanted to travel from one side of the Milky Way to the exact opposite edge, and you were somehow moving at the absolute speed of light, the ultimate speed limit of the cosmos. It would still take you 100,000 years to complete the journey. For comparison, if you traveled in the absolute fastest human spacecraft we've ever built, it would take you well over 1 billion years just to cross our own galaxy.
And here's the kicker. The Milky Way is just one single galaxy among an uncountable multitude.
Out there in the deep dark, they take on incredibly diverse and beautiful formations. We see grand spiral galaxies, massive elliptical ones, and irregular galaxies that look like wild cosmic splashes of paint across a pitch-black canvas. These shapes aren't random either. They're the violent, billions of years-long result of cosmic collisions, gravitational tugs of war, and galaxies literally tearing each other apart and merging over deep time.
And finally, we reach level 3, the universe, the everything.
This is the absolute grandest scale imaginable. The universe contains all of physical space, all of time, all matter, and all energy. It is the ultimate container. There is no outside of it that we can perceive or measure. It encompasses every single physical thing we have ever known, every strange exoplanet we've ever discovered, and every single solitary point of light humanity has ever looked at in the night sky. It's the beginning, the end, and the whole shebang in between.
I want you to just pause for a second and let this reality-bending number sink in. We just talked about how impossibly huge our single galaxy is, right? With its hundreds of billions of stars. Well, thanks to the incredibly deep observations made by telescopes like Hubble and James Webb, astrophysicists now estimate our observable universe contains a mind-blowing 2 trillion galaxies. 2 trillion! Each one of those islands is filled with its own billions of stars, countless planets, and untold mysteries.
It's absolutely fascinating that despite these staggering trillion-scale numbers, the universe is mostly an expansive, unfathomably dark void. It's overwhelmingly empty space, but that vast emptiness is beautifully structured. It's peppered with those brilliant, scattered islands of light we call galaxies, and at the highest levels of observation, we can actually see they are all strung together by invisible threads of dark matter into a massive, interconnected architecture known as the cosmic web.
But this unimaginable vastness isn't just physical, it's temporal too. Scientists believe this expanding cosmic soup has been brewing for an incredibly long time, approximately 13.8 billion years since the Big Bang. To truly feel the weight of that kind of time, imagine compressing that entire 13.8 billion years into a single standard calendar year. In that scenario, the entire sum of recorded human history, every empire, every war, every scientific invention would only take up the final few fleeting seconds of December 31st. So to bring us rapidly back down to Earth, just remember this cosmic map the next time you gaze up at the stars. We live on a fragile rocky planet, safely nestled inside a solar system governed by our massive sun. That system is just a tiny speck floating inside an impossibly large galaxy, which is itself just one of 2 trillion galaxies perfectly contained within the universe. We're securely locked inside these nested layers of reality, like a giant, magnificent cosmic puzzle that our species is truly just beginning to figure out.
To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a deeply curious thought about our immediate cosmic house. With all of this unimaginable, existential vastness out there in the dark, let's look significantly closer to home. If you could safely travel anywhere in our very own solar system today, to stand on the icy surface of Europa or look up at the towering rings of Saturn, which planet or moon would you personally choose to explore, and why? Hold on to that sense of wonder as you look up at the sky tonight.